Hi, it's Mark here again with another Probuilder tutorial. This one is on how to quickly build a low poly face, something you can then work on with the vertices to make it more human or robotic or whichever way you want to work. As I say, I'm using Probuilder 6, so there will be some slight changes which you'll see as we move along. I press Control Shift K as normal, and I'm just pressing the Shift key and left mouse button. Instead of Control Shift K to get rid of this box down here, you've got a toolbar up here with which to do that. I'm just going to go into here. Another thing I'll mention, which has always been the case, is you can press the Q, W, E, R keys, depending on whether you want the hand tool, the move tool, the rotate, or scale. So we want to go back onto the move tool, like so, and I'm just going to come down here like so. I've selected it, but in order to get to things like the scale tool, the edge tool, and the vertices, you have to click on this icon and then come out of it if you want the whole box to move. So in this particular case, I've got face selection here. I'm going to highlight all of them. I'm going to keep the Control key down just to deselect that and backspace. We now have a face. Doesn't look like a face very much at the moment, but I'll explain why it is definitely a face. And it's only a 2D one at the moment. We'll make it slightly 3D shortly. We'll highlight the two vertices at the bottom, which effectively is going to be the chin area. And we'll press the R key just to go to scale, and we'll just bring that back. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to snap it or anything. And then we'll go on to edge selection. What we now want to do is to select two edges like so with the rectangular selection. Hold the Alt and E key down like I've just done. Alt E again. Do an Alt E again, and we'll do an Alt E there as well. Now what that is effectively, if we just go onto the W key and bring that down a bit, that is the face. These are the eyes, that's the nose, and that's the mouth, and that's the part between the nose and the mouth. So what we'll do now, we'll get the verticals right, which generally, if you want a decent contour of some sort, you want 3 vertical lines like so. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight all of these, then I'm going to keep the Control key down and left click and highlight these, and that should deselect most of the items. It's missed out a few, so all I do is individually left click with the Control key still down, so I've got the edge like so. I'm just going to bring this back like so. We now have an edge. Go on to the vertices, and I'm just going to choose 3 and press Alt E again. I'm just going to bring these ones in, so I'll press the R key, come in like so. You can start to see a face emerging. It's a rudimentary face, but it is a face. I'm going to highlight all 6 of those and bring that out. Now you're starting to get to see where the eyes, and you can work on everything individually once you've got the basics right. So you've got the basics of the eyes, your basics of the nose, and the basics of the mouth. So what we'll do, we'll highlight these, and we'll just bring these down. Do these again. Actually, no, what we want to do first, we want to go to the edge selection, because we want to then do an Alt E there. Go back to the vertices, and just bring these down a bit like so. Maybe bring it out a little bit. A biggish mouth, but not too bad. What we'll do as well, we'll highlight all 4 of these and bring that in a little bit to round it off a little bit. I think these 2 could probably go in a bit as well, because they're a little bit sort of shapeless. Right, we're going to go on to the face selection, and we'll just bring that out. So we'll press the W key to go back to move, and go out like so. What we want to do as well is go into the vertices and bring that back a little bit. We want that forward a little bit and probably bring them back like so. Now at the bottom here you can see this has come out as well, so the nose is not sort of the underneath part is not quite right. So what we'll do, we'll highlight all three of these, so that's the shift key and left mouse button, or you can rectangular select it and then press Alt E, and then we can just bring this up like so. Possibly go onto the R key and just bring that in a bit like so. We're now starting to get the right symmetrical area for a general face, and you can make it however you want. I'm going to select all four vertices like so and bring this down so it looks more like a lip. Possibly bring it out just a little bit more. If you look at that now, that is a face. But the beauty of this is making sure when we go on to the vertices that you select, say for instance you want to do something with that, make sure you do something with that at the same time. If you want this, choose them at the same time so that you can go, say for instance, to here and start bringing these down, make it longer and so on and so forth. So it's very important you do that so that everything keeps symmetrical, because otherwise once you start to get out of balance, that's when you get problems. Okay, I'm just going to throw in a colour, which is basically a flesh colour, just to give you an idea of what's going on there. I can see that nose is rather long at the moment, so we'll just bring that in a little bit and make him look less like someone with an extremely long nose and sort of a standard nose. Okay, so that's the start. I wanted to sort of move on and show you how to make the face a bit more human. At the moment it's still got a lot of work to do, but that's a very quick way to start and a good basis with which to move on with. And that's, again, very easily done with Probuilder. Just let me know, be free to subscribe if you want to know a bit more on how to progress this kind of face. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.